Weirdly enough, today was a big reveal for not just for CinemaCon trailers, but also the fact that, this is really coming this year. And should I really talk about this? But yeah, I already grew up with the property, and also I'm old enough to the fact that it's like, yeah, this was my show growing up, so I might as well just say it now. We got our first little teaser for the Phineas and Ferb revival, or should I say the next season in this case? Phineas and Ferb, if you don't know, was a show on Disney Channel back in the day. It was about two brothers who were actually creative enough to actually build this giant amount of stuff in their backyard, and also with their big sister Candace actually out there to try and bust them every time she can. And also a little side little story where you have their pet platypus Perry actually going off as a secret agent to fight an evil scientist, or in this case, pharmacist. Shenanigans ensue, catchy songs, and also some good lessons in life. Phineas and Ferb was one of Disney Channel's most respective animated series because at the time we had a couple things like Kim Possible, The Proud Family, a couple other series that were based on movies and shows. Also, the fact that there was a couple spin-offs, I feel like, yeah, that should have had a lot more seasons than it did. But I feel like as I'm looking at them on Disney Plus, I'm like, yeah, why aren't a couple of these series on here? The show had a decent run. Also, the fact that they had two movies on their belt, two spin-offs, I would say, but I'm not even sure if I would classify them as spin-offs. Also, the fact that I feel like, okay, if they were spin-offs, how in this case would they even connect? Because they try to make them connect, but I feel like them as their own individual shows with the style, it would have been better on their own. But the fact that they actually said, oh, this is one little huge connected thing, I was like, that's an interesting idea. I just don't know how in this case this would work. And one more series that I feel like had potential, but I just don't know why Disney didn't go through with it. I guess it was because a little bit of a change since their animated stuff was a little bit different than before. Because we got DuckTales, The Owl House, Amphibia, and a couple more things right after Gravity Falls. But still, the theme song for that show hit too. The Alka Files. Yeah, the Alka Files. It's the Alka Files. Now that we got that long intro out of the way, I can just say I love the show as a kid, and also I still kind of rewatch it to this day. Also, the fact that for some reason I'm getting the algorithm on TikTok for Phineas and Ferb sometimes, where I'm like, I'm mainly getting Doof and Perry stuff. I want to see something with the boys, but I don't even know why the algorithm is actually giving me these guys. And to be honest, I thought this show wouldn't even get a revival since I thought the fact that the whole point was them to actually explore as much as they could in that one summer. I was like, oh, that's basically like a thing of like every summer right after school, we'll be in that little period where like we're at home doing nothing, but these guys actually were creative enough to do things on a daily basis where I'm like, they accomplished a lot of stuff in less than 2 months. That's more than I can ever do. Now let's take a look at what to expect with the next summer that I have going on because a lot of it has to have changed. I'm not even sure if it's going to be exactly different because I know some of the animation style is going to be a little bit the same with little tiny minor differences. I don't even know if anybody would nitpick but me because I'm like, yeah, they already said that the voice actor for Ferb is not coming back in this one, which I feel like, okay, that's kind of a weird thing since he barely talked and he had almost at least one piece of dialogue throughout every episode. And now let's take a look to see what the boys are expecting next summer.
All right, here we go.
Long time no see.
I know what we're gonna do today.
We're gonna bust Phineas and Ferb once and for all.
Are we gonna do this again?
Agent
I'm not even sure that's a new house.
Doofenshmirtz is back to his evil ways. And by suspect, I mean...
He updated his social media status to evil again.
This is amazing!
Instagram and Phineas and Ferb. Okay.
Check it out.
Louis
Gecko
Nators?
here. Red Bull hot tub. It's a submarine sandwich submarine. I can't believe we hadn't thought of it sooner.
Submarine.
Isn't it great? Just like old times.
Time for the musical dance sequence.
Oh, getting out of school.
I am ready for summer shenanigans. Come on, guys.
Norm. Nice.
Oh, there you are, Perry. You guys are so weird.
Unrelated note, but I kind of do like how in that last shot where you see them all freeze framed and Candace just pokes Phineas' face around, you see him looking straight at you with that little triangle face he got. I don't know. That just felt kind of a little unearthly to me. Also, the fact that I kind of appreciate the fact that they're actually putting this on Disney Channel, then next day on Disney Plus, because I feel like Disney Plus has that thing where I feel like some of their animated stuff would be on there instead of actually putting it on the channel. Since I don't even know what live action comedy they're doing nowadays, since I feel like, yeah, everything after 2015 or 17, I feel like was the last time I stopped watching. Because the last thing I remember was Casey Undercover, and then all the shows were gone. But yeah, all the characters seem to be back in their status quo. A couple more jokes, a couple more little sequences. I'm like, I wonder how influenced are they going to be like today? Because we saw one little thing with Doof on Instagram, but I wonder what else are they going to incorporate since I know TikTok is a big thing and I'm starting to see other shows influence that for some reason. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's more like I'm more used to that when they don't reference anything and they still live in their little cartoon world, but don't address anything that's going on in today's world and possibly see how the dynamics are going to be 1 year later because I feel like, yeah, Phineas and Isabella have to be together at this point. That whole, oh, I want to tell you that I love you thing, I'm like, yeah, just at least keep them together because everybody knows it at this point. And the fact that their future episode actually finally addressed that he did like her, but at least keep them closely together. Perry and Doof as enemies once again, even though he worked for the agency and more new creative songs, machines, and the fact that I don't even know if it's going to be a thing that this show, because I'm looking at it from like this in this little tiny piece of footage, where I'm like, okay, this is a little key thing of a couple episodes to come, and then I realize, yeah, episodes. Is this going to be like one of those 10 episode seasons? Because I feel like I don't want this to be affected like how all other animated shows are now, where I feel like, okay, we'll have a couple filler episodes, a couple of the main story episodes. I know Phineas and Ferb doesn't really have like a main arcing story, but so once in a while they'll reference a thing from another episode, and I feel like, okay, at least keep that consistent. Also, the fact that studios feel like TV shows nowadays, live action or animated, have the key thing of doing at least 8 to 10 episodes rather than just a 15 to 20 episode season. I miss that from back then, and also I feel like, yeah, at least have a little bit more time with the characters, have them do their thing. Hopefully, not rush out a couple episodes, then wait like at least 2 or 3 years for a new season. Those are just my thoughts about this whole TV distributing thing in general, because yeah, that is kind of a little hot topic might actually talk about in a separate thing. All I can say, I'm kind of excited for this show to come back, and I actually do like that everything feels back to basics, back to formula, and they didn't have to change a couple things up. I feel like all the characters' designs are on par, but yeah, can't wait to see what they got going on next and what they're gonna do tomorrow and the next day. All right, guys, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. All my social media is down in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.